friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Sarah, also known as LaughLoveLangella, and in today's video we're going to have just a super chill day. I'm going to do another making home series video. We're going to do some baking. Hopefully it's going to be a little less chatty than last time, but still a little bit. I know a lot of you enjoyed that type of content, so I want to slowly work some of it in. I don't want to overwhelm or take away from what I'm already doing on my channel, because I do love the direction and everything that's included in it. My buddy is right here, as always, so you guys will certainly hear plenty coming out of her. Yeah. So we're going to do some baking. I picked up a couple of new pieces, as well as an antique one from my friend Kate's shop that I'm excited about. But yeah, let's get right into baking, because we have some preparation and wait time involved in that. So I know no one wants to wait for cookies. So let's get into it. All right, so we are gonna get into baking some molasses cookies today. Last time I did this, so many of you commented all sorts of different yummy treats that you guys love to bake during the cozy months. And I got so many good ideas. I hope that you guys read off of those as well if you need some inspiration with baking. I know. Don't mind my mic. I really don't know where to put it right now. But we're gonna make my molasses cookies. I will put the recipe on the screen. I double-sided my recipe cards, so I will put it up on the screen. So these do have to cool in the fridge before you bake them, so that way they don't pancake out. And I like to cool mine in the fridge for an hour, but if I'm trying to rush it, I'll put it in the freezer for like 20 minutes or so. So we're gonna prep this and get it in the fridge, and then we're gonna open up everything else. But I'm going to get my butter going because we have not had a working microwave in a solid year and a half now, and that seems so silly. Every appliance in this house has died. We've had to replace the dryer. Actually, we replaced the dryer. When did we replace the dryer? Was it this house or the last one? Whatever. Yeah, the dryer was this house. The stove is also having its moment. I don't know, but we bought this one when we moved in here, so I don't know what's going in on it. It'll be set to low and it clicks itself over on high. It's aggressive, but we have not had a working microwave. So let me know down in the comments, are you like anti-microwave? Do you not have one? Honestly, we haven't missed it. I prefer the consistency of reheats on the stove or in the oven anyways. But regardless, I am planning to put one in the kitchen island when we do it. We just haven't missed it, so I haven't removed it at this point in time. So I'm actually going to melt some butter on the stove. Now, I will say you don't want to let it go to a point of it being like simmering, bubbling, boiling kind of thing. You're just trying to melt it. So while that's melting though, I'm going to grab all of my dry ingredients and sift them. The last thing you want is a really grainy cookie because there's a clump of something. So we're gonna sift next. So like I mentioned, we're going through and sifting all of the dry ingredients now. So our flour, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, salt, and baking soda. And I unfortunately made a grave mistake when I was doing this and completely forgot the baking soda portion. So a little foreshadowing to how this is going to turn out, but sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose some, and it was just not my day.
I don't have the pretty bowl out. I was using it for something else this morning. But you're gonna add your melted butter first. I let it whip for a second before I get to the stage of adding my egg. Because it's so warm, I don't want to actually end up cooking my egg. And you can feel like at the bottom of the bowl, it's actually pretty, yeah, she's confirming, pretty toasty. So we're gonna do that. Add our sugars. So I have this totally incorporated now, but I'm just gonna let it sit for literally a couple minutes because it's still a little a little warm for the egg. At this point, you're gonna add your dry ingredients, and I just slowly will add a little bit at a time to let it incorporate. So, as you can see, it is loose, and the whole point of you chilling it is so you can roll it in sugar, and there's no way you can roll this without it completely sticking on your hands. So I like to kind of just go across the sides, knock it down, and then we're gonna pop this in the fridge for, like I said, about an hour so it can firm up a little bit, and then we'll start baking it. So for what I've recently picked up, I love to frequent Home Goods. You can find so many great look for less options, neutral, everyday stuff, and lots of great coffee table books. I just don't have the time to dedicate to thrifting or something, but I found this one called The Private Home by Rose Tarlow. But as always, removing the dust cover, this has the most gorgeous, gorgeous, solid, like, not quite sage, beautiful, beautiful green color that would look great on my coffee table or my built-ins. This was $29. It has the compare price at $40, but I did price check on Amazon and this was cheaper than Amazon. So I grabbed this because you can't go wrong with a good book for styling. And then if you guys know, they recently came out with this whole, like, I know. I had to take a break and feed her before. Once the cookie mix was done, I fed her, and now she's just kind of ragey biting everything. She's got the two canines. They look like fangs. She got her two front teeth coming in right now, and like they just poked through, and she is ragey as ever. Can't say I blame you. They came out with this whole, like, I don't want to call it hunting. It gives very like English countryside plaids, like plaid pillows. I got the pheasant pillow that's on my couch from that line. Lots of different plaids. I will say that too. some wood elements, throws, bags, but they're bringing a lot of like birds, dogs, horses, that kind of thing. But this was actually part of their line too, are these really pretty tea towels. It's a set of 2. It was $19.99. I will say that, wow, this line is pricier overall than what Home Goods normally charges. So like a pack of tea towels is normally not 2 for $20 at Home Goods. And that pheasant pillow was $39. And normally you would see a pillow that size go for like $29 or something. So it is a little bit pricier, but these are so pretty. And I thought they would look really great in my kitchen. I actually haven't even seen them just open on their own. Oh, these would be perfect for fall still because they have the pheasant on it also. Ooh, these are really pretty. I've actually started, I've started having a tea towel on my dishwasher also because when you open it and it's dry, it drips on the ground. And so if I just have a towel there at the ready, I don't need to keep cleaning up the ground right there from a puddle. So I grabbed these and then I picked up a new antique find from my friend Kate's Etsy shop. So I'm gonna grab that. So she posted this and she posted a sneak peek of it and I was like, ooh, you gotta give me a heads up. I need to be ready for when this goes live. And some of you knew exactly who bought it without me even needing to say it. But if you don't follow me over on Instagram, that is where I share more real-time stuff. Oh, he's so cute. Can you guess? Can you guess? It's another horse. Oh, this is so cool. So it's technically like a box because it opens. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I thought he would be perfect on my shelves. I know he's really dark, but he is cool. She had another one and one of you snatched it up immediately, which makes me happy. But oh, I love him. I had seen one recently at the depot when I went with Sky and I didn't grab it and I was so bummed. And the depot isn't far, but it's also not around the block for me. So it's not that easy, especially having a 9-month-old that is still getting bottles that need to be warmed and everything. It's not that easy for me to go all the time anymore. And so I just knew I wasn't gonna be able to make a trip back really quick. And then I saw Kate post these and I was so excited about it. So he is definitely going to find a home on my built-ins. He's going to be perfect. But yeah, so excited about that. And then the next, I got 4 items. They are Target Christmas. Now I know some of you choose not to shop at Target anymore. That's totally okay. Some of you still choose to shop at Target. That's totally okay. We're not going to add any opinions about that. If you don't want to, skip ahead a little bit to look at it. But I'm just respectfully letting you guys know that it's all a personal choice. You don't need to judge somebody else's. And we're gonna leave it at that. So for what it is I picked up, I will say I was not the biggest fan of the Studio McGee and the Hearth and Hand collections that they came out with. Some items I did like, some items I just feel like I've seen it over and over the years. And I just, at this point in time, I would rather spend the money and get a really good quality pillow cover from Pottery Barn that I can reuse every year than something that's cheap and rips immediately. That's just me. If you are into it, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not casting an ounce of judgment, believe me. If you like to, like, I will say, like, they did have like a couple of good pillows that, like, throwing that in the mix with some higher end ones would look really, really beautiful. I also just have a lot already, and I'm trying to reuse as much as possible. Just introducing a thing here or a thing there to refresh my space. So that's just where I'm at with it. If you went crazy and found beautiful things that you're excited about, I love that. If you choose not to shop there, that's really okay. I don't care. But something that I really, really love from Hearth and Hand are the tea towels, specifically the single ones, because they are so much bigger than the other ones. The double packs just don't, they're not the same size. I don't know why they do that. These ones are absolutely gigantic and are perfect for everything. So I grabbed 3 of these, perfect for the holidays, and this one's really good for winter also because it doesn't have any red in it. But I've been overdue. I have a lot of these over the years that I've collected, but a lot of mine are stained now at this point. So I was in need of a refresh on this. I still keep my other ones, and that's where if I spill like paprika on the counter, I don't really feel bad that I'm going to stain it again. So I got 3 of those. This I was so excited about because for Christmas, for early Christmas specifically, I decorate very neutral. But for Christmas and winter decorating, I love to use my white berry stems wrapped in with some cypress, some juniper, some evergreen of a sort. And mine are older Hearth and Hand from Target from like 4 years ago, and then they discontinued them, and I felt so bad because every year I use them and every year I get questions about them. They came back, so if you guys want, you can grab some. I only grabbed 2 because I have a few already, but I had wanted just a couple more. So I was so excited that they brought those back. And then something that my husband and I have been talking about really needing to do, we get super stuck in having favorite meals and just making them until we're bored of them, and then we forget meals that we like. So we have been needing to write down a recipe book, not necessarily for ingredients, but more so for ideas for dinners. They had this beautiful recipe book, and then it has pages that says recipe from, this is my front facing, so it's flipped around, so I'm sorry, ingredients and directions, and it is the entire book. So you certainly will not be running out of room in this, and if you are, share, because wow. But this is something that we've actually needed, and I love that it's this little like small pocket size. So I'm excited about that. We'll write some stuff in there. I do have a recipe box, but I feel like I'm more inclined to flip through a book like this. And I think a really great idea, if you don't necessarily need the recipe, because a lot of the stuff that we cook, we kind of just go off of memory. And like, I'll find something on Pinterest, tweak it over the years to my liking, and then I just know it like the back of my hand. So something that would be a really great idea, maybe have an ingredient list, but then in the directions portion, I have one of those HP sprockets. It's like a little, what is it called? It prints basically like a Polaroid off of your phone, and it's like super small. So you could take a picture of your meal, because a lot of people love to do that, myself and my husband included, and print it and just put a picture of it in here too. So that way for the kids, it's easier to flip around and say, oh, I don't know what chicken confit is off the top of my head. My 12-year-old does, because he's impressive with his eating. But they can look at a picture of it and say, that sounds great for dinner on Friday. So I was excited about that. And then I have been needing a new rolling pin, because I also have one that's older from Hearth and Hand. Yeah, that has the black painted handles, and the paint is chipping off of it. And it kind of grosses me out that I'm like sitting there like rolling something out that potentially there would be paint in it. So you know how much I love a dark stained wood. So I was excited about this, and it was super affordable. I can't tell you the prices because Target took their prices off of their things because they like to be sneaky like that. But that is what I have recently picked up. Now I'm gonna grab her because she's upset. Yay! I'm gonna grab her, gonna grab the boy because he's home from school today. He's got Monday and Tuesday off. So we're gonna have some lunch. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have some lunch and then we'll get to baking because at that point the dough will be cooled enough. But yeah, I'll see you soon. So we're finally back. It's been about 5 hours. So you'll see now, given if you only did an hour, it wouldn't be nearly this firm, but this is nice and firm. So I like to take about 2 tablespoons worth and just give it a little light roll. The more that you manipulate it with your hands, you're going to warm it up with your body heat, and then just roll it around in your sugar and let it bake. It's kind of, you have to treat it like a crinkle cookie in a way. So it's been 5 hours because she was due for a nap and wasn't. She's awake now, but she was due for a nap before. My son is home, like I said. We've been playing split screen Stardew Valley, and I've been having so much fun with him doing it. So anytime that he's home and it's not a school night and she's napping, we're playing that game together. But yeah, so in a chatty way, I was talking to quite a few of you guys over on Instagram last week because I was really conflicted about changing my profile picture after so long. I feel like it's been long overdue. If you follow me over there, you know that I actually already changed it, but I was having a hard time because, for one, my profile picture is me and Cass passed away almost 2 years ago now, and it just makes me sad, especially because my account started off that way, having him there on it. It's one of those, like, I was talking to my husband about it a lot, and just, I felt really sad. I also am just a person that personally struggles with change, which is so funny because I sit here and seasonally decorate my entire house and move everything around and whatnot. But when it comes to like moving places or pursuing something new or whatever, I have a hard time with it. I think I kind of skate the line of being afraid of failure in a way, being afraid of not being perfect also, and that's something that I've had to work on a lot over the years, and I'm still working on it. Yeah. But trying my best to balance everything. But anywho, getting sidetracked. I was talking to a lot of you guys about it too, and it really was nice to, again, connect because you understood you've lost a pet that you've loved and haven't changed your phone background for a long time. And it's just a lot of the same of that. And given, like, I have a tattoo of Cass on my arm. I literally brought a photo of him that I loved, of like a front profile, and had my tattoo artist just do a continuous one-line tracing of his face. So I have his face on my arm that you guys have probably seen it pop up somehow in my videos while I'm filming. But just coming to the realization of, like, it's just a photo at the end of the day. It doesn't erase all the memories. And even good change can be scary change. And that's what I had to remind myself of. So a lot of you very much understood that immediately. A lot said, hey, it doesn't really sound like you're ready to change. And I don't disagree with that either. I think it was one of those, I'm never going to be ready. And I almost had to rip off the Band-Aid or I was never going to do it. And that sometimes isn't the right choice and sometimes it is the right choice. And I think it's just a matter of, this is my job and I want to be as approachable as possible. And part of that is that I'm an animal lover and I've had animals and unfortunately don't right now. And it's not for a lack of desire. It's just, I miss my horse and I miss my dog and I don't want a dog. I want my dog. We had a sweet girl, Saucy. Her name was Roxy, Roxanne, Sausage, Saucita. She had a lot of names. She's been gone, I want to say 3.5 years now, which is so sad to think about. Because I got her when my son was only, I want to say 5 months old. I was a little crazy for that one. Rescued a dog, a 2-year-old dog, when my son was 5 months old. So they grew up together, and that was hard. And I bought Cass when my son was 1.5, I think. Just about 1.5. And so Cass has been around all his life too. And so that was also a hard change to go through. But yeah, it was nice to talk with you guys and just connect over that. And I will have horses again for sure one day. I know I've gotten that question from a lot of you guys before too. I will definitely do it. I just want to be 100% sure that we're done having kids, because I have started riding and stopped riding enough times. It's honestly, I don't want to say it's harder to come back, because it's not, but this is the longest break I've ever had in riding, because the last, hey, you're okay. The last 3.5 years of me owning Cass, he hasn't been rideable. So I have not sat on a horse in a long time, but that day will come. I thought I would sit on him one more time before he passed, but his passing was very, very sudden and unexpected, and so there was no planning. It was literally very, very random, sporadic event. So these are all sugared up. They're gonna go in the oven for, I want to say total 13 minutes, but at like the 10-minute mark, I flip the tray around to make sure that they bake nice and evenly. So I got my little grumpy cat here. What's it called? So the cookie dough is back in the fridge while we are letting those bake, but I totally forgot that I was going to share something with you guys and did it earlier. So if you remember, in my Walmart Christmas shop with me, I shared these houses and mentioned that I was going to pop off the top and stain it. And I did do that. It was a little bit tricky, and it's definitely stinky. She's grabbing the oven. We don't want that. We're gonna scoot over. I did it, and one of you actually popped the top off and put in a, yeah. I wanna say Lisa, Lissa. I will put a screenshot of what she did. She literally got a mercury glass candle holder, and it looked so good, and she tagged me in it, so thank you. Because I love seeing when you guys recreate the things that I'm mentioning and stuff. It makes me so happy. Plus too, if it's something that like I'm not planning to actually do, it's nice to see it actually happen and look good. But I don't know where she got her candle holder from, so if you're watching this, leave a comment down below and let everybody know. But I mentioned to you guys that I was going to stain this, so I did. I had some leftover Jacobine. I'm totally not saying it right, and so many of you, I say so many of you, like 3 of you left a comment when I had mentioned it in that video, and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know how it's pronounced, so I apologize, but I'll put it on the screen. I used the stain that I had left over in the garage, and it turned out really good. So I'll put a little clip of it here and in comparison to the other one as well. So I haven't done this one yet because I wanted to have one filmed for YouTube and one filmed for Instagram, and you have to move the camera and it's a whole thing. So that's the annoying part. Ooh, she's literally standing on me right now. That's the annoying part when you're trying to film for 2 things that require different vertical versus horizontal landscape. You have to like actually think, oh, I have to do this twice kind of stuff. It's just crazy. I do this to myself though. I do it to myself. I enjoy it. I have fun being creative. I love DIYing, and I love being able to share with you guys and see you do it too. And it's cool. But yeah, I was excited with how that turned out for sure. And definitely plan to do the same for this one. I will say, because of the wood glue is not stainable. So those parts didn't take the stain. It's gonna be up on my shelf. You're not gonna be staring it in the face. And if you're staring at the face, you're a little too close. But yeah, I thought that was super fun to see that she did it. I'm glad that that turned out decently. I will put a little picture of that there, but I'm gonna wait on these cookies. And yeah. All right, so these are done, and if you're like, wow, Sarah, outfit change, it kind of looks like it's light out again. I had a snafu with my baking, my foreshadowing that I mentioned earlier, and completely forgot to add the baking soda to my mix. I have never made that mistake before, and so my timer went off to flip the cookies. And I was like, wow, these don't look right. Crying inside and outside, and they weren't right. So I was able to actually salvage it by letting the dough come back up to room temperature, adding some baking soda and remixing it. They don't look as good, like look-wise, as they normally do when I bake my molasses cookies. And they are crunchier too. They do taste very good. So, what you're gonna do, I swear, you guys watch me bake, and I forget how to do things. So, I don't know. I don't know if we can do this anymore, friends. We'll see. But I had to break out my gingerbread dish for this because 'tis the season. So that is going to wrap up today's video, friends. I sure hope you enjoyed listening to me and Little Miss. And I'm sorry for the delay in the posting time. Literally, I try not to do this, but sometimes I just get caught up filming, editing, and uploading the day before I post. And it can get down to the wire sometimes, especially if you completely make your cookie dough wrong. But I hope you guys enjoyed. My next video is going to be my updated fall home tour. Normally I do it in two parts where one video is narrated and one is a silent walkthrough. I think I'm just going to do the silent walkthrough because I have a lot of behind the scenes stuff happening right now, and we're also heading to somewhere else for my sister-in-law's wedding next week. So this is gonna be our first time flying with both kids. Send good thoughts my way. I would love it. But yeah, so I've got a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Next video is updated fall home tour, and then next week is going to be 2 Halloween videos. If that is not your vibe, totally understand. Stay tuned. There will be more Christmas. And Christmas inspiration starts November 1st here. So stay with me. I will understand if you skip those, if that is not something you celebrate. I'm totally understanding of that. But I will be back with the Christmas content very, very soon. So I hope you'll stay tuned. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here today, friends. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.